What if I told you that this guy was the most powerful being in the entire MCU? And no, I don't mean this in a joking, meme manner. I'm talking literally, he might be canonically the most powerful being in the entire MCU. And I'm not just saying this because he's a masked fellow cokehead like myself. I'm being objective here, okay? Don't leave. There are a lot of beings that we've seen filter in and out of the MCU that are powerful, okay? Heroes, cosmic entities, some of the most powerful beings ever, for God's sakes. Scarlet Witch, in terms of heroes, right? One of the most powerful dark destructive forces in the entire universe. Wanda Maximoff. Supreme Strange, a man who destroys an entire universe for his goddamn dead girlfriend. Sentry, the Void, one of the more powerful beings that we've seen enter the MCU in Phase 5. Loki, the God of Stories, who might be the most powerful being we've ever seen in Marvel, period, besides the Living Tribunal and One Above All. The man who holds together entire timelines of the multiverse, right? But what if I told you that there are different tiers and levels of power that exist beyond that's just destructive and cosmic, right? I'm talking about power that exists on a meta level. Now, when people hear this, oh, it's so meta, they think of this as a fucking joke, right? They think of this as, oh, Deadpool breaking the fourth wall and being cosmically aware and all this stuff. This is like a joke thing. It's not literally having an effect in power scaling canonically. It's just a joke. So that begs the question, is Deadpool just a fourth wall breaking fucking weirdo? Or is there something more here? I believe there might be something more here, because I used to believe he's just a fourth wall breaking weirdo too, with no power over what happens in the universe, but I was so wrong. Deadpool does something unprecedented in terms of feats. Maybe not in, again, strength or destruction level power. I'm talking about something else, and he did it in his most recent outing, Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Now, I'm not just talking about Deadpool's like healing factor, which does play a part. Don't get me wrong. He has some of the best I think he has the best healing maybe ever. I think his healing tops the Wolverines canonically. I could be wrong about this. Somebody verify. I'm pretty sure it's either on par or better than Wolverines. Deadpool might be the only being who really knows the truth about the MCU. On a level that guys like Loki can't. Loki sees all the timelines of the multiverse in front of him, but the bigger, grander picture above him eludes him in a way that it doesn't to Deadpool. And I think this has serious consequences for who is the most powerful, okay? Deadpool has access to the narrative layer. The code in which the entire Marvel universe is fucking written. No other being has this, except for the god of the MCU, and even then, we don't know, because that god is written. He sees the strings, but he can't do anything, so to speak. This is why people don't really consider him one of the more powerful beings in the universe, because in a literal canonical level, even though he can see everything, he knows about all of these grand things happening above him that other beings don't, he can't do anything about it. He will still lose to a fight to most of these other more powerful beings. Easily, right? We're missing something here. All these other beings, think about them. God-level beings, right? Deadpool doesn't stand a chance against them in a fight. He's getting destroyed. In fact, look at these other higher-tier entities who can change the very fabric of reality. There's a good chance Deadpool just is reduced to atoms when fighting any of these beings, right? Well, I want to show you a feat that happened. I think Deadpool, while accessing the narrative layer, can give himself self-imposed plot armor. There's a lot of talk about, oh, this character has plot armor, blah, blah, blah. Deadpool literally can give it to himself and override logic of any universe on a scale that most cosmic entities can't even fucking predict. Think about the multiversal Ripper in Deadpool and Wolverine. The Ripper purges timelines, okay? It destroys them easily. When a timeline just gets out of hand and the TVA is too lazy, they're just going to purge it clean. The villain in Deadpool and Wolverine, Xavier's sister or whatever, she tries to destroy all the timelines of the multiverse with this Ripper. A Ripper that can nuke the entire multiverse. Guess who overrides the circuits of this machine with risk of getting turned to nothingness with a combination of antimatter and matter? Guess who overrides this? These two. And let me tell you, while some people could say, oh, Wolverine helped, so it's not only Deadpool who did this and survived, I'm telling you, Deadpool is most of what happened here. The fact that they were able to survive this, first of all, makes no sense. It's already been explicitly stated in the movie that it doesn't matter about his healing factor. This thing is turning you into nothingness because of the antimatter clash. It'll nuke everything in the vicinity. And yet their bodies are still able to recover from this. And we think that it looks like they're getting incinerated by this, right? And yet they somehow recover. Now, is this just because of the regeneration? That probably plays a factor, don't get me wrong. People without their abilities probably won't survive at all. But I think it's more this. Madonna music playing in the background and the power of friendship, holding hands together. The most cringe shit you could ever imagine was used as plot armor device. Who the fuck else is doing this? And so you could, I literally only think Deadpool was the one making this happen. One, it's his movie. Two, Wolverine ain't doing plot armor level mechanics like this, okay? Wolverine doesn't care for it. Deadpool's the one carrying this narrative forward, right? Deadpool literally created self-imposed plot armor for him to get out of these situations. It's a get out of jail free card on a meta level, not cosmic. So cosmic beings like this, they don't know what to do because even they can't rewrite rules like this because it exists outside of their purview. It exists beyond the rules of this cinematic universe. That's what Deadpool is. He's a wild card. Loki himself, probably, he's aware of everything that's happening within the timelines of the universe, right? He's holding it together. He probably sees what Deadpool is doing and he's like, what the fuck is this? How's this guy surviving all this? These beings are completely... It's incomprehensible, the shit that Deadpool is doing, right? Logically, Deadpool shouldn't stand a chance against someone like Wanda Maximoff, let alone these other cosmic beings, right? First of all, I do think if he got the drop on her and she was distracted, he'd cut her head off. People think Wanda Maximoff is made out of Kryptonian steel or some shit. No. She's literally has a normal woman's body. But just emits powerful magic and energy in that shit, right? I think Deadpool could kill her. But regardless, 1v1 in a fair fight, he's getting nuked from orbit, right? He's getting destroyed and sent to an abyss. He's getting completely incinerated, evaporated from existence. What's to say that if Deadpool's soul is in some afterlife realm, that like Backstreet Boys level music will start playing and he'll find his way to journey back into our real world? What's to say that wouldn't happen? Deadpool can make it happen. No other character can do that. Not to mention, there's a certain entity that he'll meet in the afterlife that might want him to live on. We're gonna get to that. No one can predict him, literally. Xavier, Wanda, all these people who have they can go into your mind's telepathy and all this shit. It doesn't work on Deadpool. His brain is in a constant state of flux. So no telepath can actually get to him, and no being can actually control him, unless obviously they're on a cosmic level. And even then, we don't know. His brain it's immune to that kind of shit. And remember, the TVA purges all the Deadpools and sends them to the void. Why? Because they're the most annoying pieces of shit in every single universe they're in. They don't listen! The TVA wants timelines to go by a specific set of rules. The Deadpools override this. And they are immune to being reset. The TVA probably loves resetting timelines. The Deadpools, this doesn't work on the Deadpools, so they have to be purged and sent to the fucking void. They don't follow the rules of reality and they can survive any reset. This makes them scary. Let's talk about the one above all. The supreme being above all the MCU. Who has the most chance of actually encountering this being repeatedly? Who? I guarantee you the Living Tribunal and Eternity, all these beings have never met this man. The one above all is simply beyond them. It is literally God, right? In the MCU, always in the comics is a different story, but still. Who has a high chance of meeting the one above all? All these other regular beings, or someone who routinely references the writers and everything else? Remember, the one above all is beyond the scope of the MCU. So a guy who references the writers, the studios, the audience, and knows about what's happening on a meta level, he has the highest opportunity to meet this being. You're telling me there's nothing to that in terms of power? You're telling me this guy doesn't have endless get out of jail free cards because of that alone? Not only that, I think the one above all actually made Deadpool to be a glitch protocol. So that, as a wild card, he can override the corruption of any organization or cosmic entity like the TVA, or maybe others. If that's the purpose of which he was created, which canonically makes sense, he is, in my opinion, arguably the most powerful being at that point. You were literally made by the god of the MCU to be a fucking wild card, to override everything, to override logic itself. You have to be arguably the most powerful being in the MCU, besides obviously the god of the MCU and Living Tribunal at that point. Let's talk about Death, Lady Death. In the comics, Lady Death wants to fuck Deadpool. He's the one who's got away from her. He's the one that she cannot grasp because he's immune to death. Every time he goes to the afterlife too, whenever he has died in the comics, he has an affair with her. Aubrey Plaza plays Death in the MCU now. Imagine Aubrey and this man together. The kind of duo that would make. Imagine Deadpool's power level going up because of fucking Aubrey Plaza. That would never happen because I don't think this Deadpool does that kind of thing, this specific take on the character. I wish he did, but imagine him and Lady Death. Lady Death wanted him badly to the point where Thanos, the biggest simp in comic history, wanted to curse Deadpool for it. Thanos hates Deadpool for this specific reason. Lady Death is a simp for Deadpool. Thanos is one of the biggest simps of all time for Lady Death. Murders his entire family and countless others just to impress her. The only reason he wanted the Infinity Gauntlet, to wipe out the freaking life of the universe, was to impress her. She doesn't care about him. In fact, she flirts with Deadpool routinely just to get a rise out of him, and she's actually pretty toxic. Thanos curses Deadpool with immortality in the comics to keep him away from death. Alright? That's what Deadpool is in the comics. A cursed man who can flirt with cosmic entities. In the movies, he's doing all that he's doing without this immortality curse on him. He's never met Thanos. This has not been established in the MCU. Imagine if he did get immortality as well. Plot armor, all of that, he would have it with him and infinite get out of jail free cards all the fucking time. He doesn't need no immortality curse to be who he is. He simply is that guy. That's Deadpool. I truly think he was made by the one above all to be a cosmic wildcard that can overthrow any corrupt kind of entity or corporeal force if needed. That's just my take on it. And if that is the case, by the way, he is arguably the most powerful being in the universe besides, obviously, the one above all. Because he was literally made to override everything in the universe that's logical. I don't think a Celestial is going to be able to do anything to Deadpool at that point. Think about this. There are levels of cosmic awareness, right? The Galactus should be 10 times more powerful than Deadpool. 1,000,000 times more powerful than Deadpool, right? This cosmically aware being that's existed since a universe was born comes down. This cosmically aware, all-powerful being comes down, falls, spoiler alert, falls for the trap of the Fantastic Four by going down to the Earth solo. Cannot figure out that the Thing and the Human Torch are coming from the sky to punch him. Cannot stop Reed from climbing on his back, and cannot stop Sue Storm from pulling away his arm. This almighty being. I think Deadpool could take the Fantastic Four. Those are just my thoughts on that, right? Now, granted, Silver Surfer did also come into play and do the final blow on Galactus. Silver Surfer could fuck up Deadpool badly. I just don't think this man dies. I think he always finds a way out with plot armor. And I think he would nuke all these other people. That's just my take on that. Deadpool might be the most powerful being in the MCU. It's just a theory. If you want to know who the most powerful superhero in the entire MCU is completely, I've ranked them all in a video. You can watch it over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.